Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new video. This is not a process video, it's a flip through. I am going to be showing you the first third of my Philly album. And I'm choosing to do it this way because I've done about 20 layouts so far, and judging from what I have left, I'm thinking it's going to be about 60 layouts, maybe 62. We'll see how things go, but that would mean that I'm roughly a third of the way. So I figured might as well do this now since I'm up to a stopping point for a bit and let you see what I've done. And I think most of these do have process videos, but not all. So if something looks unfamiliar, it's maybe one that I just did quickly when an idea came to me and I didn't have my camera on, and that's okay. So this is my opening page here. We took a very, very early flight. As you can see, scheduled to leave at 7, so we had to be to the airport around 5. So that meant we were on the shuttle from the hotel at about 4:30. So we were tired on this flight. Tired but excited. That's normally how it goes. And this one is actually a little bit more just about my general love of travel. It isn't necessarily specific to Philly. The pictures are. These are from our flight. But I did my journaling more about the fact that I have incurable wanderlust. And here we are once we have arrived in Philly, and I used some fun embellishments here. I love this little epoxy sticker that has the train. And we did buy a pass that allowed us to use the SEPTA train and to use the Flash, which is kind of like, it's a bus, but it's not like a city bus. It doesn't go everywhere. It really hits kind of the main tourist attractions. So I think it's built more for people that are there as tourists. We did see some locals using it, or they appear to be locals, but I think the Flash is mostly for tourists. I don't think I have any pictures of that here in this part. No, that'll come later. So these are some fun art pieces that were in the train station when we got off on our stop. I want to say is it Jefferson? It's right by the Hard Rock Cafe. That was the closest stop to our apartment because we wanted to go there first and just drop our bags in the lobby and then go out and sightsee and come back later and actually check in. And Philly is known for its murals, and so I wanted to take pictures of some. This one was actually right across the street from our apartment. We could see it from our window. And I did a lot of journaling here about how that got started because I found that really interesting. We kept seeing them everywhere, and I thought, you know what, I need to investigate that a little bit. And then we decided to just slow down a little bit, not go crazy with sightseeing right away, and go have a sit-down lunch. We didn't really get anything on the plane, so we thought, let's go have our first food experience in Philly, and it was fabulous. We went to a place called Smoky Bettys. And I really wanted to highlight it because it was such a good first meal. So I used these fun puffy stickers here. I believe these are from Ellie's studio. Some puffy hearts there. I love printing out maps of where things are located. So you can see right there, it says Smoky Bettys. Added some more here. These are actually, I think these are all from the same set. These are for sure. And I love this card. It was the perfect color match here, that bright, bright yellow. So it worked out perfectly. And then this is actually a digital stamp. So I put this on beforehand. I did not stamp that. After that, we walked up towards City Hall, and then right adjacent to that is Dilworth Park. And they have these fun fountains there. Now, it was a little rainy this first day, at least in the early part of the day. So not the ideal time to be out wandering the park looking at fountains, but we enjoyed it anyway. It wasn't pouring, it was just kind of misty. So I did write about that in my journaling. And then this is one of the fun things I'm really enjoying about working on this album. I've made a goal to incorporate more things like my brochures and my tickets, but to make them live outside of the page protectors. So they will not be in pockets. They'll just be free floating in here, but then to also utilize them for other things. So on this one, it's still fully able to be opened. You can look at everything, but you also get another layout on the back. And these tags, by the way, are both from an Allie Edwards travel release I did. Had to buy all the things. And then they go together. They didn't have to match perfectly, but I tried to get them close to work with the map that I had. And really didn't do a whole lot here, just some pattern paper layering, stamping, that's it. Then we headed to the Barnes Foundation, which is an art museum. It has a lot of Impressionist paintings, so that's primarily why we wanted to go there. And then we found out when we got there that they were doing a special talk about Van Gogh and his time in the asylum and what he painted specifically when he was there. So we just lucked out that we got that, and it was fabulous. The docent who led it did such a great job. So this is the grounds outside. I just added a chipboard piece, another one here, some fun embellishments. And then here's another map that I incorporated. You can look at everything that's in it, fold it completely out if you want to, but then lay out on the back again. So I'm really trying to utilize space to not have it be super bulky. Haha. We'll see what happens when I get to page 60. And then this one, again, this was more of a cheat for space saving than for anything else. I decided to just do 6x8 a collage page to fit more in here. And then you can see some embellishments there on the back. And then this one is the front of the Roda Museum. It's right down the street from the Barnes Foundation, so it worked out perfectly to do them both. And I have 2 flips on this page. Normally I try to keep to 1, but I needed extra space going both directions here. So that's all right. Sometimes that happens. I try not to do it too often. This is inside the Roda Museum. It's actually rather small, so we only spent about a half an hour in here and we were able to see everything. So if you're ever in Philly and you like sculpture, it's a great place to go. And I really wanted to highlight this photo since I had enlarged it to a 5x7, and so I didn't do a whole lot. I just put some little sticker labels behind it, a little pennant here, some rhinestones, that's it, because I also wanted to make sure that I had room for a good amount of journaling. And these were just some sort of random photos from around the city, but the colors matched, and so I wanted to put them together because they were beautiful buildings. So I didn't want to not use them because part of what I love about Philly is the architecture, so I wanted to make sure that got in there. I did use a fun acrylic piece here that did add some bulk, I admit, but it's worth it. And then this layout was when we actually checked into our apartment. We did an Airbnb apartment, and it was perfect location-wise, the way it was set up, the fact that we had a full kitchen so we could cook if we wanted and store our food, which we did. So that was fantastic. And another acrylic piece. I figured since I already had one here, there was already bulk on it. Why not do it on the opposite page too? You know. And just some fun little rhinestones here to bring in that red color. And this was our dinner that night. We found a place just a couple of blocks from our apartment, and it was an Irish pub, which I always love. So we went down there, had some drinks, had some food, and it was a great way to end the evening. This is more chipboard from Allie Edwards. I think this one is 2. That's a digital stamp. I didn't stamp that myself. Yeah, and then just some little phrase labels and stickers. And then here I wanted to showcase how much we walked that day. So you can see my step count, and we walked 5.4 miles. So it's just showcasing us at the end of the day, winding down, doing our journaling. All right, so now we're on to the next day. So in the morning, we went across the street to this little French bakery. Literally, it was you could walk out the front door of our apartment building, walk directly across the street, and the bakery was there. So perfect setup. How are we not going to go there? So we figured we'd go over and see what they had. So we bought some stuff. I wanted to make sure I could show a lovely photo of their bakery case. And then I took one of their business cards and I sort of cut around it a little bit and made it fit on the card. But I wanted to use it. I love using memorabilia and ephemera, whatever I can from what I pick up on a trip. So it's perfect that I was able to fit that in there. And then on this side, again, I have another screenshot. This was us mapping the route to walk to City Hall because our first stop of the day was a tour at City Hall. And then I wanted to showcase the weather. The first day had been rainy, but the rest of the time we were there, it was perfect. It was October. You wouldn't have known it. I mean, it was sunny and gorgeous every day after that. So we really lucked out with that. This is part of the brochure we were given when we checked in for our tour and the trip up to the observation deck. And I thought it would be nice to put it on vellum so you could see through it a little bit, but yet still get the main information from the front and the back. And I just matched these up really with each other. And I matched the end of this as closely as I could with this. It's not perfect, but it's close, just so they would look pretty uniform. And then, these are always hard for me, but I love the way they look when other people do them. So I always figure I'm going to give it a try. This was very difficult to put together both sides, but I really love the look of it. So I'm glad I decided to just face my fear and do it because I love how it turned out. So I have a mix of photos here of us, of some of the things we're looking at, and then some filler pockets with fun phrases. This is actually a fabric embellishment from Allie Edwards. And on this side, I just have some stickers, some chipboard, actually 2 pieces of chipboard. And then just a little sticker where I could write in that it was City Hall. And then I had this photo, and I love that you could see clearly down this road quite a bit from on top of City Hall. And so I wanted to enlarge it and really showcase it, so it got its own 6x12 page. And I often do that with photos that I really like. They'll end up getting a whole page. And there's another one. So this is the view from City Hall looking towards the One Liberty observation area in this building, which is actually where we went next, right after this. So we were up in one place looking at the other, and then we reversed it at our next stop. And this is a fairly recent one that I did. I decided to use a full 6x8 background, but try to squeeze 3 photos on there. And that was interesting, but I made it work. There wasn't much space left over, so I just did 2 wood veneers and a sticker and just left it at that. And on this side, this is a close-up of City Hall as we were leaving. It's done in a very French style, and you can tell it's extremely ornate, but it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And when the light hits it, the sun gets on it. Oh, it's even better. So I had to blow that up and showcase that as well. And that's actually the end of the flip through I'm doing today. So this is about the first third, about 20 layouts. And then after this, I will pick up with the One Liberty observation deck. I hope you enjoyed seeing the first flip through of this album. Thanks for watching.